You are watching Independent TV7, giving you the best worldwide report at its peak. Yes, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel at Independent TV7. You can also click the bell icon to get more notifications. Thank you. According to the report we gathered, I would say Tinubu issues a smear campaign warning. What that simply means is that the Tinubu media office warned the Nigerians yesterday that a smear campaign was being organized to damage APC presidential candidate Asiwaju Bola Tinubu's character. The orchestrated setup of a poster campaign seeking to use a literary application of the biblical story of Judas Iscariot's betrayal of Jesus Christ to rope Asiwaju Tinubu into a storm of blasphemy is the most desperate antics of anti-Tinubu propagandists. Well, in article previously, Tinubu, also warned the media office, or rather warned Nigerians yesterday that a smear campaign was being organized to damage all people's Congress, I would say all Progressive Congress, the presidential candidate Asiwaju Bola Tinubu and his character. The orchestrated setup of a poster campaign seeking to use a literary application of the biblical story of Judas Iscariot, betrayal of Jesus Christ, to rope Asiwaju Tinubu into a storm of blasphemy is the most desperate antics of anti-Tinubu propagandists in recent times, the group said in a statement. Our investigations have found that the same people who designed the offensive poster also created a blasphemy counter campaign. Their plan is to utilize both to incite a rage against Asiwaju Tinubu's aspirations. And if you follow this vividly, and the antecedent of the antecedent of Tinubu, right from when he was working as a oil company staff. Before he became the governor of a Lagos state and thereabout, attained that height and ascended to become the Jagaban, like he always called himself. Without wasting much time, we wouldn't want to delve into his antecedent much, so that we don't digress. And as it is, this effort was doomed from the start. This is certainly irresponsible and insensitive, which is political advertisement that aims to distort public perception against Asiwaju Tinubu, who is allegedly the most formidable presidential candidate in this campaign. Now, if you say is the the most formidable presidential candidate in this campaign, we say we need to be specific in all Progressive Congress, because if you check through vividly right from onset, the All Progressive Congress has a national leader, and that national leader is Tinubu. Even before the party was created, he was also, I would say, the leader of AC Action Congress before it became APC when Buhari came into power. Through Progressive Congress and through the national leader Bola Tinubu was the reason why Buhari became the president. And as it is, in APC, we still have APC. That's what it is. They will tell you in hierarchy, there are hierarchies. In the lineage of kings, there are kings and there are kings. You understand? But notwithstanding, I would say Tinubu is just the national leader of the All Progressive Congress. He is not democratically elected. Like Governor Garba Shehu, that you need to go and test your popularity. Let's see if people will vote for you. If people will vote for you, because he, as a governor of Benue State, Samuel Otom, he said he is a democratically elected governor. He has tested his popularity, far and near, both in APC and PDP. So that is what it is. And Tinubu, as it is, he stands as being commonly known as Asiwaju. And also, if we check through his antecedent, we know that he has really tried. He has laid a mark in the industry of politics. They said that this effort was doomed from the start. This is certainly irresponsible and insensitive political advertisement that aims to distort a public perception against Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, who is allegedly the most formidable presidential candidate in this campaign, and which simply means that Asiwaju is the next in line to become the president. In other words, the irony of it is that those that make king do not become king, or rather, kingmaker do not become king just because Tinubu has been making kings, and also have giving people power, or giving people their daily bread, which I would say Tinubu is Ashiwaju, because he also calls himself Oracle. Definitely, yes, but he may not want to call himself God. But I would say Tinubu is also a small god. So an oracle is a representative of the deity, and is also a small god. But notwithstanding, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as is fondly called the Ashiwaju of Lagos, Ashiwaju of APC. Asiwaju Tinubu is married to a Senator Oluremi Tinubu, who is not just a Christian but also an ordained pastor, and that he has formed a very strong brotherly relationship with Christendom at all levels. As many bishops, pastors, and parishioners, yes, they have all stated over the years, and they are all embedded in also the family of Bola Ashiwaju Tinubu Oderba. Moreover, as the previous governor of Lagos, which is a microcosm of Nigeria, in terms of religious plurality, is matured management of religion as a way of life enable inter-religious or cooperation in Nigeria's most industrialized state. It is hence impudent to imagine that a politician of Ashiwaju Tinubu's stature would tolerate biblical analogies that might be used to disparage his person or rank. Okay, well, to buttress this point, I wouldn't want to counter this last note by saying Ashiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu would tolerate biblical analogies. If you tell him Buhari to tolerate, then if he does not want to tolerate anything, in other words, that is a God factor. I would say he does not really believe in God, because I will narrate it as it is and as it's supposed to be. The Christendom in this generation, or this present dispensation, I will tell you, Christianity is just a way of life, because, or rather, Christianity as a so-called is a religion. Then what is religion? Religion is a way of life. The counterpart, the Islam, I would say the Muslims also are portraying the progress of God. Christianity being like Christ. Then Islam, where did that word derive from, or what language is it? There is, Arabic. Now we have the Christians who most times speaks English, or rather in Nigeria speak English to communicate, to know the ways of God, or to know the word of God, which is the Bible, which the Christians emulate. And emulating the Bible or reading the Bible, they emulate, or they give a progress, or give give a reference to Jesus Christ. Then in the other hand, we have the word of God written also in Arabic, which the Islam or the Muslims use to disseminate information about God to the disciples or brethren. So we also have the word of God written in Spanish, written in German, and written in our dialect here. We have the word of God written in Igbo language, in Yoruba language, and also Hausa language. So if there is a factor that guides everyone, the factor simply means the God factor, because everybody is looking up to God. And if you go downward, you will now say yes. The Orthodox way of worship, you can relate it to this today activity, like the traditionalists. Everybody is calling God, be it directly or indirectly. You say the leaf, the herbalists, herb, they will mix herb together, to form whatever thing they want to form. It is God that created those materials. God also created materials which they use in writing the Bible. So when they tell you Genesis chapter 1, and they will still tell you Revelation as it is, we know that the word of God is embedded in everybody. But if we want to relate it to politics, we say there is politics in heaven also, like a Christian would say, like every other religion would say, that there is a paradise somewhere. Definitely, which is true. But if we start, narrating, or try to deliberate on this, time may not really permit us. But in our next article, we can jump into it, a brief briefly rather we'll jump into it briefly, and let's know what it takes. That is what it is today. And I will tell you that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I don't know if he's been castigated or issuing a smear campaign warning. I don't know what are they coming out for. I've already told you that if it is in the case of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I'll tell you the kingmaker do not become king here, which simply means in Yoruba says Afobaje Kokinjoba or Wonkinjoba. You are listening to Independent TV 7. Thanks for listening and God bless you.